All right, folks, coming to you from beautiful Lancaster, Pennsylvania. As always, Charlie and Marcus, myself here, we are going to break down the hobby world again. And this is episode 4 of Musser Sports Live. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. And as always, if you folks have questions during the show, feel free to pop on the chat and just ask some questions, and we'll be happy to answer them.
Excited.
Just a little preview tonight. Definitely talk about the hobby world. Talk about some cards that Charlie pulled this week and sold and all that good stuff.
Yep.
Break down the sports world. Definitely have some. We have 2 new fun segments to do, including a little in-house banter, as you will.
Friendly competition
Throughout the football season, and then of course we will break a box at the end of the show.
Yes.
All right, so Charlie, take it away. Got a little hobby pulse action today.
Okay. I want to get into. First, let's start with we're going to start submitting cards on a weekly basis to SGC. For 2 reasons. One, just to get cards graded, but also to establish our gem rate from our sealed mags that we have. We claim that they are equal to a 9 or a 10. So we want to put that up, to the third-party graders. We're going to start sending in minimum of 1, but at least I wanted to do 2 cards, but the Luka Doncic actually turned out to have a print line on it, so we're only going to send 1 this week to establish that we can, grade cards accurately. So if you see our sealed mags, you can have peace of mind knowing that it will be at least a 9. So that's exciting. We're sending our Ronald Acuna Prism Refractor rookie. I think it's going to pull a 9.5. So let's see in about 2 months, 60 days.
Don't hold your breath.
We'll start having a weekly report. We'll have a weekly report on our results. So next week hopefully we'll have 2 more cards that we can send in. So let's say Acuna Prism Refractor rookie 9.5 at SGC. That's my prediction.
Done.
Also this week we had a couple interesting sales. Let's start on the downside. Joe Burrow, we sold a Prism base card for $20. $20.50 at auction. It's the lowest Joe Burrow. I mean, I even saw some other comps that were in the mid-20s, but then right after our card sold for that price, I saw a couple other auctions sell in the mid-30s. So I feel like we just got really the short end of the stick, but it was still not a good sign for any modern base cards. I think pre-2019, I'd stay away from anything modern base right now. It's just doesn't seem to be selling too well. But on the upside, we sold a Dan Marino that we got a trade for at the last card show. We traded $15, I believe. We sold it this past weekend for $43.55 on a Dan Marino Beckett 5.5, which middle of the road. Really, I really didn't expect to get more than $35 for it.
Cool.
So mid 40s. So
cool.
It's a good 200% flip. We also a couple other sales of note. We sold some more Jameis Winston. I think we sold 38 of our individual packs. Because when we were selling individual packs from last year, we actually noticed that sales on single packs was almost non-existent. I know almost a year ago they were flying off the shelf. People couldn't get enough single packs, but then I think the prices, I think people just wised up. Like they couldn't start flipping cards as fast, so I don't know. The market for single packs just totally dried up, and so we just did a little inventory clear out. That was a positive. But yeah, the hobby's strong. I feel like really confident in going to the card shows, still selling on eBay. There's a lot of good things happening, so I feel pretty good about that.
Shout out to Alec Chutin. He said that was my friend who sold that damn
Oh, cool.
Very cool. It all came together. All right, awesome. Anything that you're selling this week that we could highlight? Anything cool?
Yeah, well, I just listed Luis Robert Bowman Chrome Mojo Prism. It's in a sealed mag. I like Luis Robert right now. His Bowman First rookie. It's on our website, mussersports.com. His Bowman First rookie. I like anything Luis Robert right now. I mean, his power numbers are coming around. He has over 10 home runs now.
He will start coming on the bigger stage here in a week or two. So obviously in the Central he's there, but once you see these players elevate to the next level, the postseason,
the playoffs that's what I was getting at.
That's when
he has an opportunity. He has an opportunity. And then we also let's see if I have. I still have 3 2017 Bowman Chrome Ronald Acuna. So we list about one a week of the 2017 Bowman Chrome Acunas. Last week we sold one for $88. So that was a really strong sale for Acuna. His prices were over 100 pre-injury. And now I quote most everything raw. I don't always go by graded prices. So yeah, Acuna. Look for Acuna. Our Luca that we got. We were gonna grade this. I broke it out of the one touch so that it came in perfectly. It's centered great, but it has a print line like right along the right side on the surface. It's hard to see. You can't even see it. Obviously, the seller didn't disclose it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one of the things that I really wanted to get at on eBay is that even some of the best sellers, they don't disclose flaws of cards. So like, that's something that is very important to me personally, is giving the customer or anybody that's buying our cards that we weed out all of the defective cards, the ones with scratches, and if we don't, it's disclosed. If it has a little ding, if it has a little dimple, you're gonna know about it. So that's always like really deflating when, especially you spend like $80-$90 for a card, and then you get it and it's like,
bummer.
It is a bummer. So
little golden rule application there.
Yeah.
You know, sell like you want to be sold to.
Yeah. No, there's
something like that.
To that. Well, I think in the hobby, word travels fast. If there's a good thing, people find out about it, and then there's also people that are ripping people off or stealing or anything like that. That always gets blown up. I see that stuff on Instagram too. There was a guy at our Berkshire Mall show that he was talking about a card shop in Mount Penn, which is Berks County, that was manufacturing their own cards that they could print them. They made them look like just like real cards. Yeah, like I don't know what they would do if they would just take like a common stock card and somehow print over. I don't know.
That's crazy.
But yeah, he said they were selling them.
Going through all that trouble just
but yeah, if you send it in to get graded, it's gonna get caught.
Right.
And then word travels fast. You'll never be able to sell a card again. You know.
Yeah.
It's really not what we're about. So it's all about transparency and just having high standards. That's something that, I mean, that's important to me. I'd like to hope that more people in the hobby would have that, would more than just money and profits. Reputation.
In the era of transparency, I am a New York Yankee fan. And last week I said that they would miss the playoffs. Now, that was before they went into Boston and swept the Boston Red Sox, which was such a thrilling series. Giancarlo Stanton, just for all the Yankee fans all year long on New York radio that I listen to almost every day, they came and called and they hated Giancarlo Stanton, hated Aaron Judge. all this good stuff.
Oh yeah, I hear
And-
they're gonna clean house.
Oh, it
right?
was so annoying. But they have very little to say. 3 homers and 10 RBIs in Boston, 2 late inning home runs, and that was really fun. But I'm not a homer. I'm very realistic about my teams,
Okay.
and I still think the Yankees are going to miss the playoffs. So they're a game up. They're playing Toronto right now. I think Toronto takes 2 of 3, and then Yankees got to play Tampa, and Toronto and Boston finish out the year with an easier schedule. So
You think they're gonna fall victim to the schedule?
I think so. With Boston playing the Orioles and the Nats, I just think they take it, and then it comes down
It's
to
like a
Toronto.
trip to the minor leagues.
It really is. They're 2 AAA ball clubs,
Yeah.
minus Juan Soto.
Oh, Juan Soto's, he's batting .459 in the month of September.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That's pure insanity. So that segues us into the final week of baseball season. So we are pumped about the playoffs starting up next week. And that's my prediction. I think the Yankees are going to go down. They're too streaky. So
Do you think the Blue Jays are going to get in?
I think it's going to be Toronto and playing a road game in Boston.
I would love to see
That'd be awesome.
Toronto.
Yeah, I do like Toronto as a fan of baseball. I love what their team is doing.
I wonder about their pitching, though. You don't really know much about them,
Yeah, Barrios and
Yeah.
Ryu.
They have some talent.
Yeah. So we'll see about that. Any predictions from your end?
As far as baseball,
Yeah.
well, I'd like to see the White Sox do something, but yeah, I'm looking at the standings right now. The American League, the Rays are always tough, but
So the Dodgers would have the wild card
the
game.
National League is what I'm looking at right now. I like San Francisco, but I really like Milwaukee's pitching. I think Milwaukee could keep the games like 2-0.
Yeah.
2-1. They're stacked in the rotation. They don't even have to put a guys out every third day. They have 4 guys that can go in rotation.
If you go back to episode 1, I had Milwaukee and Tampa in
For the World Series.
So we're gonna have a little. We'll do a little baseball bracket once the playoffs start between Jeff and Charlie and myself. That'll be kind of fun.
Yeah, I want to put a note. If you can buy any Wander Franco, do it now.
Before he reaches
His
the
prices,
stage.
I mean, when he came into the league, they were like already at the high. He struggled a little bit. Prices came down hard. There was a great buying opportunity, but now the prices have already recovered to those debut highs.
Yeah.
Now I think they're off to the races. Like they have any success in the playoffs, and
Yeah.
Franco's.
Yeah.
He's going to be in the mix with Tatis and Acuna, and so on. So.
Yeah. That's a good little note there.
Mhm.
All right, so football coming off. I am an Eagles fan too, so weird that it's Yankees and Eagles. Don't get at me, Jeff. Jeff is a non-fan.
You don't
He's just a
have
fantasy
to.
fan.
You don't have to. I don't like the idea that you have to like your local team.
Yeah.
Just because you live in that town does not mean you have to like that team.
I got so much grief all my life, but anyways, so Eagles had a flat-out dud last night, and that was really frustrating. And coming up on their schedule, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say they're going to be about 1-6 here by week after week 7. They got a very tough schedule. Their coaching looks a little lost. Jalen Hurts, not as accurate as one would like. So I don't know how the card world is doing with him, but in the real world, I think we're seeing the flaws of Jalen Hurts in real time.
There was they were really excited when he was basically named. He's the starter. He's the man.
Yeah.
They've been coming down ever since the start of the season.
Yeah.
So.
Maybe buy low, but that's a long-term bet on him. Right now, Philly's going to have 3 first-round picks next year if Wentz continues to play in Indy. And so that could turn out to be very good picks. They could package those picks and trade for Deshaun. I don't want them to do that. I do like Deshaun Watson's talent, but you want a rookie quarterback deal for as long as you can, build up the team around him for that Super Bowl window. And when you're going to pay Deshaun Watson all that money, you can't upgrade the team like you should, like Philly needs.
Yep.
So I would say, putting this into a card perspective, Jalen Hurts, I hope he sticks around for a little while, and maybe his value goes up. But he's going to be banged up in a tough schedule coming up in the next 2 months. So I would say prepare for his cards to go lower.
Okay. Hey, there might be a buying opportunity with Hurts.
So I'd say a good buy low opportunity on him, but that might not come to fruition until the end of this year or beginning of next.
Well, like we do, our card circuit is going to be, it's like the tri-state area, PA, like the Philly area, Jersey, Delaware, Maryland, that area. I mean, that's Eagles territory.
It is, even in Jersey, yeah, for sure.
So I mean,
South Jersey there.
The fans like Jalen Hurts, like, but the thing is, the sellers, they don't want to part with it with current prices. Their prices are still where they were.
Still high.
Yeah, they're still high. So
right. So if you can, snag them on the low.
If you can, I think it's like good rule of thumb is if you rip it, great. Don't chase it. Like don't buy it.
Yeah.
Just the single card. If you rip it out of a blaster or something, that's where you want to be.
Now you would not say that with Joe Burrow, correct?
Joe Burrow,
Would
I would
you
be
go
buying
after his cards
yeah,
still? Yeah,
I am. I'm
Okay.
still right now. I'm buying.
Okay.
I'm looking for Burrow now. Yeah, I would be buying at $30 a piece all day.
Charlie's a Steelers fan. They did beat your Steelers last week.
Yeah, they did. They did. And like the Bengals haven't really beat the Steelers.
Would you look at that?
Would you look at that? I mean, historically, the Steelers have had the Bengals number.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, they get them once in a while, but I think it's more of a. It's more systemic than anything. Like Ben Roethlisberger is obviously past his prime. The defense is looking a little sluggish.
So that leads us to our worry list. My Marco's worry list for the week. These are 3 teams that I pick every week that are going to struggle moving forward in some way. My prediction. Steelers land on that list. Not only are they struggling to start, Big Ben tripped over his own feet at one point on Sunday.
He's done that before.
I'm not making fun of the elderly, Jeff. Jeff also tripped up the stairs at work one time. Different story. It's very true. But I have Steelers on this list mostly because they got to go and play in Green Bay coming up. The plus 7.5. They got that 4:25 start on Sunday.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh's going to have to switch it up fast for them to win that game. But I also have the Patriots on this list, and you might not think they were, but Bill Belichick, what I was hearing before the season started is that last year was a wash year because they didn't have the quarterback they wanted.
Uh-huh.
And so they were high on Mac Jones. He's got his quarterback. He's got his guy. And struggled out of the gate. Struggled again this past weekend. And then they have Tom Brady coming back in their building Sunday night. So
that's going to be fun to watch.
It will be fun to watch. So they're on my worry list for that. I don't know.
Brady's going to carve them up.
Yeah, it seems that, New England tends to be slow starters anyways, so maybe they find something there with Mac Jones.
Maybe. I think this is more just maybe my opinion, but I really think that it's becoming more and more apparent that Belichick needed Brady more than Brady needed Belichick.
Yeah. I guess one could argue that Mac Jones, if he sticks around long enough, but Bill's going to need him to stick around long enough to prove him wrong, to prove that statement wrong, right? Like,
and it's way too early on Mac Jones.
Yeah.
I don't like judging rookie quarterbacks too soon. Like, it's only been a couple weeks.
Yeah. Now, Bill could retire.
Yeah, that would be.
So that's my thing.
He should. Save face.
Yeah, he definitely could. I would love for him to. I don't know who I'm rooting for.
Well, what more is there to prove? He already won a bunch of Super Bowls.
Exactly. Who would you rather root for, Bill Belichick or Tom Brady?
Tom Brady. I don't know how to root for a coach.
Well, that's true.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. To win the argument.
Yeah.
Colts also make it to my worry list, and
I agree with that.
Not only did the week before that Carson sprained both of his ankles, and as an Eagles fan, Mr. Glass, I don't know how that's possible. Jeff did it with one ankle. I don't know how you can do it with both. But I think the Colts are in an interesting predicament here because they have the team. It's different than Philly, that Philly doesn't have the team around their good quarterback, but Wentz was expected to come in, expected to play and produce with a winning team.
Well, Phillip Rivers had that team organized, right?
Yeah.
I mean, more than what they're showing right now.
Yeah, so I don't know if the Colts I just don't know. I mean, you might see Jacob Eason a little earlier. I don't know how the season's going to go, but the Colts, if I was a Colts fan, I might be worried. And even looking at this week, they got to go to Miami, but they're only slight dogs there. But that could be a toss-up game.
I have a note on Jacob Eason.
He's been high on Eason.
Well, I don't know if I'm high on Jacob Eason.
Was.
I did have at one point, but we listed the Jacob Eason for auction. The whole week got 0 views. 0 views.
Okay.
Like sometimes I'll list some random card. I'll at least get 5 views.
Yeah.
This got 0 views, and it was a purple premier level prism from Select, the rookie card. Like it wasn't just like a base card.
Yeah.
So like
it was a rookie card.
Jacob Eason is probably like at his lowest point. Nobody has any hope for him right now. No one's buying.
Well, that's a great thing because Wentz is probably going to get hurt, and he's. I mean, as an Eagle fan, I don't want him to because a draft pick is tied to him. But buy Jacob Eason.
I think it could be a short-term flip.
Yeah.
Just off of pure
hype
speculation
alone. Just hype alone. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not an investment.
Yeah. All right, so here's a new segment for the week. We're gonna do a top 5 hierarchy every week of football teams.
Like a power ranking.
Just a little power ranking. And Charlie hasn't really had a lot of input here, but this is his opportunity to discard this. But here's my top 5 going from 5 to 1. And I'll explain why for each. So 5, I have Kansas City. Jeff claims Kansas City has been figured out. I don't know. Patty Mahomes before the year. This will never cease to amaze me when sports players call their shots. I despise it. I can't stand it. When they're focused on regular season records, especially. And Patty Mahomes before the year, it's a goal to go 17-0, and they're 1-2. So I still think they're loaded at talent. I mean, shoot, Andy Reid's injury, his illness, whatever happened to Andy Reid might even have some short term. Who knows? But I think the Chiefs are talented enough. But maybe they are figured out.
We have a Josh Gordon sighting.
We do have a Josh Gordon sighting in KC. In KC, I put a bid on him in a fantasy league.
Like I was saying the other day, Josh Gordon comes out of rehab or whatever every couple seasons. And then everyone says, "Oh, he's great." Then he went to the Patriots. He went all over the league.
And he goes back to the bowl.
And then gets high again, and then he's gone. So I
low,
have no opinion on Josh Gordon.
Yeah. So number 4, I got Green Bay. Green Bay went into San Francisco, won a tough game. Aaron Rodgers proved again that he's one of the best quarterbacks of a generation. To no timeouts, 37 seconds left, and you go down the field and to set up the game-winning field goal. The Packers play your Steelers this week. What are you feeling about?
I think the Packers are going to win.
What do you think about the line of +7.5?
I think the Steelers have the ability. They could. I mean, they have the talent level to make it close every time. It's just if they have to play catch up, like if they go down early, and then you have to depend on Ben's arm, that's when we'll have trouble. But Najee Harris, there's some. I like what you see with Harris, but they got to work.
How many touches that boy got? Did he get like 20 or 30 touches or something?
How much yardage did he have?
I threw to him like 20 or 30.
He got a receiving touchdown. A fantasy perspective, he did fine. But
yeah.
The team-wise, there's more to be desired. But I think that's more of a victim of the team.
Yeah.
He's probably one of their highlights. They have some of the top wide receivers. It's not. I keep coming back to Roethlisberger. I thought they should have got rid of him 5 years ago, when you could have actually traded him away for something, or got something out of him. Now I don't know. I think they should either, if it doesn't come together soon, you got to play for the draft.
Do you bench Big Ben? If they continue, let's say they lose their next 3 games.
I would, just because you have Dwayne Haskins, who's still a young quarterback. Everybody talks negatively on Haskins, but
Haskins ended up there.
he's mobile. He's a heck of a lot younger than Roethlisberger's. They could.
This is what's going to happen with their schedule. At Green Bay, home against Denver. I'm low on Denver.
Denver's,
but
we
we'll
don't know
see.
yet. Denver
But we'll see.
looks like they got something going, but
Now they do play. They play Carolina this week, right?
yeah, it's going to be a tough
So
matchup.
battle of 3-0s. No. Carolina plays Dallas. I'm sorry. Denver plays Baltimore. So that's a test for Denver. But you got at Green Bay, home against Denver, home against Seattle, a bye on the road in Cleveland. So you gotta make it or break it type stretch for Big Ben.
Yeah. No, I would definitely play Dwayne Haskins. I mean, see what you have.
Yeah. Is Crosby still there? Helmet guy? Wasn't that Mason Crosby?
Oh, no.
Wasn't that his name?
No,
Rudolph.
Rudolph.
Wow.
Mason-
Hell,
Mason-
guy, the guy
Mason
who
Crosby,
walked
I think of the
guy
kicker.
Oh, yeah, with
Yeah,
with the guy on the
walked up
ground.
Browns
Garrett.
guy.
Yeah,
Garrett,
yeah,
whacked
yeah.
down his helmet.
Garrett. Yeah.
So Chiefs, Packers,
Myles Garrett.
Myles Garrett. So Packers at 4. I got Bucks at 3. Yes, you lose to LA. Yes, you kind of got beat up by LA a little bit, but still loaded roster.
Well, they didn't have AB.
Okay. Yeah, so that would have been the
Because of
one
COVID?
injury. Okay, good
COVID
protocol.
call.
So a COVID call on the protocol.
So, I mean, without Antonio Brown, that's a legitimate weapon right there. So
Yeah.
the Bucks were missing AB. So that's,
Okay, so that
that's an asterisk.
I did not realize that. I actually did not watch much of that game.
No, I didn't either. But I know that,
Yeah.
that would be an asterisk to me, not
Yeah.
having AB, because he's been strong this year, actually.
So I got the Bills at 2, and they started slow.
The division's theirs to lose.
Theirs to lose. This is probably the pick that would get me the most grief is putting the Bills this high. But I think they're just too talented to be lower. I think they could beat any team below them
Do you
at home.
like
I don't
the
know about on the
running
road.
back, the running back situation? You got Zach Moss.
Yeah,
he's,
you're
he's emerging as the top running back. Zach
You're
Moss.
right. You're right.
And Singletary's. I mean, they have two good running backs in my opinion. I like Zach Moss.
Yeah.
And
Singletary can
I'd
turn
be
it on.
buying low on Zach Moss. If you have like a Prism rookie card or like an orange laser Prism, anything like that, I'd be just stash them. Because if the Bills win the AFC East and do anything with, I mean, Josh Allen, his card, you all saw what happened there. Running backs are not as desirable, but rookie cards, Zach Moss, it's a nice buy low candidate.
So the last 2 weeks, they outscored their opponents 78-21. Their offense is just loaded. They play Houston. They're going to wipe the floor with them. Their biggest test will be Week 5 in Kansas City.
Yeah.
Maybe Kansas City's not that good either. So we'll see. But that's a good test. And then on the road Monday night in Tennessee. So and then a bye. So a tough little stretch for Buffalo. But I think they rise to the challenge and win at least 2 of 3. Not calling my shot against Kansas City there. I think KC wins that one at home, but I just think the Bills, and they got a really easy stretch. So after Week 7, they got a stretch of just easy. Miami, Jacksonville, the Jets. Colts could be an easy game. Saints, Thursday night game. Anything could happen there. New England, Tampa, Carolina. So look for the Bills. I'm going to hold on that number 2. I think they're the second best team in the league.
Okay.
But we shall see.
Yeah.
And that leaves number 1. I think that's pretty unanimous in the room, and that's the LA Rams. They beat the defending champs in their own building. I just think Matt Stafford is just really good. Little chip on his shoulder too, in a weird way. Coming to a new team, and I think the Rams are loaded. Their defense is really, really good.
Well, we'll go with right now. Currently, I would probably rate the Bucks a little bit higher.
Yeah.
And the Chiefs, I think I'd have them at 4 instead of 5.
Okay, all right, little disagreement. So with the Rams, you got a tough divisional game with Arizona and Seattle. Seattle game is on the road.
I noticed
on
you
a
had more
Thursday.
like AFC teams in there.
At 3 over 2. I think. No, I had 3 NFC
three
teams.
NFC.
3 NFC teams.
3 NFC.
3 NFC teams.
Normally the AFC's the strong one.
Yeah.
They got the Raiders looking good.
I think I'm not high enough on any team coming out of the AFC North yet.
Yeah, that's going to be a scrappy
So
division.
maybe the Browns. I think the Browns roster is there. Can they put it together for 17 games?
From a card perspective, the Browns, nobody seems to like Baker Mayfield. They can't get around. I don't know. They say he has a bad attitude.
I mean,
so from a card perspective, I feel like the only people that are buying Baker Mayfield is either Sooners fans or Cleveland fans. So the value-wise, Baker Mayfield, I would stay away.
What's going on, Toledo Cards? We are doing great. Thanks for joining there. So this leads us to our new segment. This is our 3-point pick segment that we're going to start. Now, we started in week 4, so we're already behind the 8 ball there, or not behind the 8 ball there. But we are doing this. I stole this from an ESPN show. The daily radio shows do this. But you pick 3 games. You pick a 3-2-1 point system with the spreads. And so if you really like a game, you're going to put 3 points on it.
Most confident pick, 3, you get 3 points.
Correct. So we'll put this up on Instagram. We'll actually have some content around it and a little easier to follow. But we'll start with Jeff. Jeff's 3-point play. Well, let's start 1 and go high. So 1-point play, he's got Tampa Bay. He's going to have them covering this week.
-5.5.
On the road in New England. That's his 1-point play. 2-point play, he's got Kansas City on the road in Philly, -6.5.
Okay.
3-point play, he's got the Bills with that fat 16.5 line.
Wow.
As his 3-point play, home against
That's a
Houston.
bold prediction there for a 3 to take a 16.5 point spread.
That's a college spread.
That is a college spread. In the
We'll
NFL,
see.
16.5 is hard to do.
They do what they did last week.
I'm not saying they can't.
We'll see. We need somebody to be in the basement. All right, Charlie, go over your picks.
My 1-point play is the Lions. The Lions play the Bears. They've been looking good. I thought they looked good against the Packers. They just kind of fell apart late. They played tough against the Ravens. I like the Lions. The cover +3.5. Keep it close. Justin Fields with the Bears. There's still a lot of questions there. My 2-point play is Tampa Bay -5.5. They play New England, which I feel like New England's on the brink of fall. Well, Tampa Bay, Brady's going to carve them up.
Coming off the loss.
Yeah.
Coming off that loss on primetime.
Yeah.
Or late window game.
The spread at -5.5 is.
I think it's embarrassing.
I'd be all over that. Yeah.
I think it's really bad.
And my 3-point play is the Titans to cover the spread -7.5 over the New York Jets, who are also...
That should literally be swapped.
That's my lock.
With the Buffalo pick.
My lock of the week is close between Tampa Bay and New England, but Tennessee over the Jets. Derrick Henry's going to have 3 touchdowns.
I don't know how you only have a 7.5 point spread against the Jets.
I know.
I really don't know.
Why isn't that?
If you're betting, Charlie said he'll bet his mortgage on it, but I would say take that all day long.
You know what, Tannehill? Just give Derrick Henry
the ball. All right, so my picks this week: my 1-point pick, Chiefs at -6.5. Again, they're going to go in and blow the doors off of Philly. I don't see that being close at all. Chiefs are struggling fine, but
that'll be a rebound game for them.
Coming off a loss, exactly. And Philly's just going to struggle trying to contain everybody. 2-point play, I got Baltimore. They're only favorited by 0.5 point in Denver. I'm just not high on that Denver team yet. They played 3 crap teams.
Yeah.
So we shall see, but I think Baltimore can go in, and that means that they're going to have to win this game. So I think or tie, I guess technically, but I think Baltimore is going to win this game. I don't think it's. I think it might be by 10
They're
points.
They're going to just cover. They're going to win.
I think they're going to win, and I think it's. I mean, I know it is going to be a defensive game. Denver does have a good defense.
They're underdogs. A half point.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's basically a push, but so technically Baltimore is favored if Denver's getting 3 at home.
Yeah.
Right, so defensive game might be a little low scoring.
Yeah, I can see that.
Denver's got a really good defense, but I think the Ravens win that game. So 3-point play, I got the Washington football team again, only 0.5 point favorite on the road. Redskins on the road in Atlanta again, embarrassingly low spread. in my opinion.
I like Washington in that game.
Atlanta.
They're
is,
ranked 31st against the pass.
Yeah,
But
so maybe
playing
that's
the Falcons.
maybe that's what they're seeing. You know, Atlanta. I guess their only strength is the air.
I don't know.
So
They
maybe that's a
heave
little
the
bit of a
ball.
shootout.
Yeah, Calvin Ridley. He'd probably have a lot of yards. that
Yeah,
game.
we're still waiting on Gage, I guess, to show up. But I just think that spread is terrible. The game might be close, but I think Washington pulls that game out.
Yeah, that might be an interesting one to watch.
Yes,
High scoring.
agree. So
Ugly game. But,
well-
the Washington defensive line is stout.
yeah. So look for Davis to have a tough game there.
No, this is a side note. What do you think of the Thursday night game? Jacksonville and Cincinnati. You got
I think it's borderline unwatchable.
well, you got Joe Burrow and then Trevor Lawrence. You got the
it's
two.
watchable for that.
Yeah, you
Thank
got.
God they're healthy and they're playing.
Yeah.
NFL is. I love when they put crap teams in the first couple weeks because you know that if they would put that game in week
Oh yeah,
16,
they were like 1
it'd
and
be
12.
out. Yeah, both of them would be. So
Yeah.
I get it, both number one picks, but I think the game is borderline unwatchable.
Okay.
But
I want to see.
I'm
Joe
still gonna
Burrow.
watch it. I'm still gonna watch it.
Well, see, Trevor Lawrence
But for
actually
the
didn't
average
look
fan.
that bad this past week. From everything that I'm hearing is that he played okay.
I drafted Jamar Chase late,
You didn't play him,
and
right?
I haven't played him yet
But he
because
looked
of
good.
who's ahead of him on my team
Yeah.
in the one league. But I'm gonna start him this week.
T. Higgins was out last week, so that helped.
I think Jamar Chase is really, really good.
Oh yeah.
They're proving that a former connection, back to their college days, can work if
Just
they
think
play
of
against-
Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
That could be.
Yeah.
Jamar Chase is a great buy low,
Is-
card wise.
how's the card?
Super talented.
How's the card world receiving Jamar Chase?
It's low right now.
Yeah.
Very low. It's not like even Justin Jefferson cards right now are terribly low compared to where they were last year. We actually sold Prism base rookie. They were going over $20 raw last year. I mean, they're single digits now. Like, you can buy a base rookie for $3-4. It's crazy.
Cool. All right, so that pretty much wraps it up. Coming up, we did have a side note here of the NBA. Regular season starts on the 19th. So
October 19th, NBA. I'm getting kind of excited. I love college basketball.
Mhm.
I got my Gonzaga hoodie
little
on.
Zags game going on.
But yeah, I'm into NCAA. I love NBA. So
Preseason October
Yeah.
3rd, so we're coming around the bend. Media day happened, and of course, the biggest conversation is around vaccines and these players. And fine, I really don't care. I just want to see good basketball.
they were talking about it on Beckett. James Beckett has a podcast. Basketball cards are different than other cards because more of their you can see their faces. They're in the air where they're above the rim. Where the card companies can actually get cooler shots because they're dunking and.
That makes sense. So football, they got a helmet.
Football,
they're
they have a
not-
helmet.
can't
Yeah,
see
it's
the
hard to
face.
see. Yeah, it's hard to see the face. It's just NBA. It's international. Just something about the cards. They got some really cool inserts.
Cool. So Ja, obviously Zion.
Zion. There's a lot of
Um,
cool. There's a lot of young talents. Right, young. Yeah, a lot of cool.
Luka obviously is going to
Steph
continue to
Curry's still popular. Yeah, Giannis cards.
kill. Those classic
Giannis.
LeBron cards still. Yeah,
LeBron.
Giannis coming off of a.
I'm not a
A
big
title.
LeBron fan, but I know his market is strong.
Mhm.
So
We'll sell the cards if they have the market.
yeah.
That's how it goes.
We'll still sell LeBron.
All right, folks. So that's that. So we're gonna go to the fun part, and we're gonna break a box.
Yeah, I was
So break it
talking
down.
last week about the wild card. Matt, we're gonna rip the white. I had a black box. It turned out to have the red chase pack. I put it on IGTV earlier in the week. If you saw that rip. This is I have some samples of. This is a Najee Harris, and I have
Alabama.
Rookie Heat. It's one of the inserts. And then I have a Kyle Pitts, like a blue flame. Rookie Heat. I really think they're really crisp, clear cards. Like they have a thick stock, about 55 point stock. It's a thick card. The image, it's zoomed in. It's like a really close-up shot for
Get that portrait mode on it. Right?
yeah, I got a Mac Jones here. This is from the white. So that's what it's only one pack.
That
The other-
is white.
The other the black pack we had was actually a red. It was a chase pack.
Terrible. So one pack comes in,
Yep, one pack.
and what does that retail for?
I got 2 hangers for $39.99.
Okay.
So you're looking at like $20 a hanger.
Okay. 2021 draft pick, so they're all college unis.
Yeah, they're all college unis, but it's sort of just a throwback to some nostalgia associated, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
So let's see what we got.
Here we go.
Oh, here we go. I can see I have a sneak peek. First card. It's a good hit.
So there's definitely, how many cards come in a pack? At least
10
10
cards.
Yeah.
So our first hit,
Hey.
Trevor Lawrence.
Very nice card, actually.
It is. It's called Smoking Guns. You can see?
It's a very nice card.
It is. So we got Trevor Lawrence, Smoking Guns. We actually have some penny sleeves here too.
There we go. These
So-
are gloves for these.
Yeah. Pinay Sewell.
Oh, that's the Lions guard or tackle or whatever.
I like the card.
They're taking 7th overall.
And then look, I was just showing off that Najee Harris. There it
And
is.
you get a dupe.
Then we got it.
I really love it. Looks so
Isn't that
much better
cool?
out of a penny sleeve.
Yeah, you really can see that.
That's really, really
This
cool.
is a cool card.
It's a very cool card.
So like these are the 3 inserts. So you get a Smoking Guns, you get a Rookie Heat, and then this is like it says WW, right? Weekend Warrior.
There you go.
And then you have your base cards, which these base cards, I don't know, they're just really sharp. I think they're sharp. Like, I don't know. There's something about them.
Yeah. Yeah, I really
They have a
love.
really nice finish on them.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
They do remind me of cards of when I was a kid. Oh shoot. Those like ones with like the bolts on them.
Yeah, the metal
The
card-
metal
yes.
cards. That's what they
Fleer
remind
metal?
me of. The Fleer metal ones.
There's another Pinay. Offensive tackle. Jason Holloway. Davis Mills. Was he a Stanford guy?
He is the Texans' backup quarterback who saw some action last week. I call him Longenecker.
Ian Book.
'Cause he's got
Is he a
long
Notre
ass
Dame
neck.
guy? He looks like Notre Dame.
Yeah.
That's the thing when it's unlicensed product. They don't have any logos.
Right.
And then Sam Ellinger.
Yeah.
Longhorns. Hook 'em horns.
Texans boy.
Hook 'em.
Me as a Sooners fan who's been battling him for a couple of years.
So, I'd say out of that, the Najee Harris and Trevor Lawrence. That Trevor Lawrence Smoking Guns is a nice hit.
Yeah, that's a nice hit.
Nice, good. It's a good card.
Cool. So for
Nice, good. It's a good card.
Cool. So for $20, what do you got as a resale? Have you tried to sell any of these yet?
I listed out of the mat pack the chase cards that was a red premiere. I listed we got a Trevor Lawrence. We just listed it this week, so if you want it, bid. I think I started out at 99 cents. So
Cool.
we start mostly all of our auctions at 99 cents. It gets more bids. It's a low entry point. So obviously, like an Acuna 2017 Chrome isn't going to end at 99 cents. But I still like to get it there. It gets more views, gets more bids.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Just a little trick of the trade. If you're selling on eBay, it helps. If you
Yeah.
start your bids too high, people just wait to the last 15 minutes anyway.
Right.
So.
Cool. Good breakdown of that. Some new cards on the block. What are we breaking next week?
We're going to break 2021 Topps Chrome Baseball in
Let's go.
spirit of baseball
This-
playoffs.
Very cool.
Yeah, just another couple side notes on that. The 2021, we hit a Salvador Perez Aqua Parallel, numbered to 199. We sold it this week for $32. $32. I was surprised Salvador Perez. got
So
that.
he breaks the regular season home runs for catcher.
Yeah.
Always gets a ton of love in KC.
He was a top prospect coming out of the.
Yeah, I saw a game in Kansas City a couple years ago when I went out there, and
Really?
there were so many people wearing Perez shirts.
He's a fan
jerseys.
favorite.
Fan huge. They love him out there.
I
They have
like
nothing else to root-
Nicky Lopez too.
They have nothing else to
He's a
root for
burner.
out there.
But they have a lot of young talent in Kansas City.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I also like Kyler Murray. Bye, Kyler Murray.
Still hasn't seen his peak yet,
No.
my opinion.
In ratio, in comparison to like Kyler Murray to Patrick Mahomes or Kyler Murray to some other quarterbacks, his prices are undervalued. So I would be buying Kyler Murray. And I also like Herbert. I know we featured a white premier level
good.
prism last week. We sold that one. It actually sold at auction $71.
Very cool.
Wow. So that was a nice hit. We got that out of a select mega box pack.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, we had some good sales this week. Like I said, the hobby's strong. Baseball's still strong. Football's coming around. But like I said, there's some weird things. Like Justin Jefferson's down, Burrow's down. Herbert, I feel like Herbert's like he's playing really well. He just beat the Chiefs.
Mhm.
We didn't talk about that.
We did not talk about Herbert as much.
But he beat Mahomes, but like his prices, I feel like are already.
Yeah.
Other than him winning the Super Bowl like that, his
They're
prices
up
would
there.
explode.
Yeah.
His price is already high, so I wouldn't necessarily recommend buying. But if you get a hit, great. I like Justin Herbert.
Yankees just took a 3-2 lead.
We're watching the Blue Jays Yankees game right
Let's
now.
go! Woo! Anyway, they're still gonna lose. All right, guys. Any final thoughts?
We have a card show coming up at the end of the month. We will be at Montgomery Mall, October 29, 30, 31. We'll have a table. We are going to be at the Berkshire Mall, October 15, 16, that Saturday. We're going to be buying. So we're going to just be there. We'll be around. There's a show this weekend. It's at a farmer's market at Leesport. We were going to make it out, it turns out, but it's actually on a Sunday. So it doesn't really work out for us. We were going to try to make it. But any upcoming shows, we're going to bring cards. Like, we'll trade, even if we don't have a table there. We'll buy, sell, trade. But our next official show is the end of this coming month, end of October. So
Halloween
And-
again.
They can message us on IG if they
yeah,
want to
get
catch
on.
up with
We've
us
been
while we're
actually
just
getting some love on Instagram. If you have any questions, we get questions asked to us on eBay. Just card questions. People are asking like what size, one touches to get, or what brand of one touch, or what penny sleeve do you, any question like that, a hobby related question, send it to us. I'll
Fire
get
away.
back to you as quickly as I can. Yeah, that's any questions.
Especially when we go
please-
live too. Interaction. It's
Yep.
great. Cool. So foreshadowing next week, we got week 4 of the NFL. Wow, I'm totally mind blank. So week 4 of the NFL season, we'll recap that. We will definitely do some baseball picks for the upcoming playoffs. We'll probably have that. I guess that'll be set in stone by end of day Sunday, right? So
Yeah.
there's that, and we'll see how our bets did against the spread, baby.
Yeah, and we'll have 2 more cards to submit to SGC.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have some more buys of the week.
And we'll break some cards.
Yep.
Cool.
21-21 Topps Chrome Baseball.
All right, folks. Thanks for joining us. Enjoy the rest of the week.
Yep. See you guys.